Did marketing as a advanced level student when I first saw the definition of marketing and underneath I saw the name Kotler. Even when I started lecturing, I always went back to his book whenever I want to get something clarified. Lecturing during weekends, I also had started writing a book with local case studies, Kotler's birthday. So we declared the National Marketing Day. So he went to the point of saying that Sri Lanka is the first in the world to do something like that on his birthday. I'm humble to say that throughout my career, it's a commitment, I don't know what word it is, but maybe my love for marketing.
Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of Legendary Marketers, brought to you by Marketing Alumni Association of the University of Sri Jawaharlal. And today we are diving deep into the world of marketing with someone who truly embodies it. Today in conversation I have Mr. Denzil Perera with me, who is an active marketer who knows ins and outs of the field and who is also a marketing consultant and advisor. So it's my pleasure and honor to welcome Mr. Perera on the show. Welcome. So, Mr. Perera, you were a pioneer in bringing the National Marketing Day to Sri Lanka with the direct involvement of Philip Kotler. Can you tell us a little about what your main initiative behind this?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. And going back to the days of the COVID time in 2022, it was actually a thought came from Senior Professor Nalina Besekar, who is also a very own product of our marketing department. Very senior one. So we had constant chats going on during COVID time. I started writing to papers, and then I was of course at Haley's at that time. One thing that I realized was that even though I was into lecturing, I couldn't feel like continuing it because with the COVID online streaming, I didn't have that interaction. So I actually lost it, and then we thought of looking at what other things we should do. So his request to me was in our own language, in university, Malli, can we do this? I said, why not? Then I started writing to Kotla, and then we were in touch. So because of COVID, we had a massive impediment of gathering people. But we wanted to get all the undergraduates into one place. And then we realized as much as we wanted to do it, there was no way of doing it. So what we did was we were thinking of alternative ways of doing it, and obviously it's online. So we basically blew out of proportion. We invited all the universities, all the marketing undergraduates, and the heads of the departments. The day, 27th May 2022, was basically his birthday, Kotler's birthday. So we declared the National Marketing Day with the assistance and the support of the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka. And back then, Professor Nalin was the dean. So we declared it, and then we had everyone in this platform, and we wanted to basically wish him well because he's 92, and he was completely taken by surprise with that. So he went to the point of saying that Sri Lanka is the first in the world to do something like that on his birthday. And then, so the idea was simple, but actually once we started doing it, we realized that with this platform we can actually mold and we can groom the future marketers of Sri Lanka. So we were working on that line. And we are still continuing, and we see also last year also we did it. We're hoping to do it this year as well.
Yeah, that's really great to know. So on that note, I heard you were working on a local publication with local case studies. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
I actually brought the book. This is the book we launched with, you can see some of the leading brands in this. This was also something that they wanted to do some time back, but for some reasons it never happened in Sri Lanka. So in 2023, they contacted me and asked whether I would like to take this up. I said, of course, yes. For the simplest reason that I actually got interested in marketing as an advanced level student when I first saw the definition of marketing, and underneath I saw the name Kotler. And ever since then I was wondering who this person is. And then entering the university, again we went through his book as the first book. So then, of course, then after that we went through so many books in different disciplines. But throughout, even when I started lecturing, I always went back to his book whenever I want to get something clarified. So, and midst of all this, my work and my lecturing during weekends, I also had started writing a book with local case studies some time back, but I never got the opportunity of launching. So when this came to me, it was like a dream coming true to me. And even the very first meeting we had with them, certain brands that I mentioned, just off the cuff, actually are in this book. So they were very happy that we could make it. And most important thing is why this is important is because when we were students, undergraduates, we had to go through the same books, but the examples are always from either US or European context.
True.
And it's very difficult for us to comprehend certain concepts because we always try to imagine things. But when you have it in the local context, because the theory is the same, the concepts will remain the same, just the context is different. And in that context, our context, local context, when we have things like this, it's pretty easy for us to understand, even for the practitioners, also more importantly for the students. So I think as a part of the grooming part of the future marketers, I think this book will serve a bigger purpose, and we truly hope that it will happen. And now we are going from one institute to another, elaborating on the certain case studies that we have chosen. And now there's a request coming to translate this into Sinhalese and Tamil also.
Yeah, that would also be great. And indeed, that would be such a handbook to the
Yeah, it's
aspiring
more like a
marketers.
handbook.
Yeah. And on that note, to give it a personal touch, even I have had the experience of working with you, like basically under you, and you were my guidance and inspiration as I first started the career in marketing. Yes. So I believe I really mean it when I say you're a marketer of marketers. So on that note, can we know what exciting chapters and directions that you have in for the future?
Well, I would say I'm not a marketer of marketers, but I would say I'm humble to say that throughout my career, because it's sheer, I wouldn't say commitment, I don't know what word it is, but maybe my love for marketing. 5 days I used to work, and 2 days during the weekend I have never been free. I've been lecturing for CIM to MBAs, mostly strategic marketing from 2013 onwards. So I had a whole lot of things in my mind to do, put into action, but due to various personal commitments to various other things, I couldn't do that. So I think after COVID, I realized, you're never too late to do something. At the same time, you should not postpone things also. So when I met Kotler, I went to Chicago with the book. When I met Kotler, it was supposed to be a very short meeting of half an hour or so over lunch, but we were chatting for 2.5 hours. And I could see at the age of 95, he still he talks for hours. And he brought 5 books in his hand, and he puts individual notes on each and every single book. So one of the books he gave me was this. You can see my name on it. So he invited, in fact, to launch this again with local case study. So this is going to be the next project for me. And we are going to focus on B2B. So he's talking more about B2B now than B2C, for the simple reason that all these companies to function, B2B has to happen. And even in the SME sector now, we do a lot of training for SMEs in Sri Lanka. What my advice to them is, before you think of going to B2C markets, first look at B2Bs, because that will give you a constant revenue and it will better your learning curve, and you are ready to have flawless products, and then you are ready to go to B2C. Because in B2C, you don't have time to do mistakes and learn. Because you were asking about what inspirations I got, one other thing was that he's coming up with another concept called 6 Ps. And he became the father of modern marketing because he introduced 4 Ps and STP back in 1960s. So now he's coming with something called 6 Ps. In that, there is an element called Ps. Mm-hmm. So I asked him what this P is about. He said intra-organizational Ps. He's had some comments from people that within organizations, people are not happy. And people are basically having internal politics, whatever you call it. So I asked him, you are the father of modern marketing. Why don't you think of peace of mind? Because in the end, as consumers, I mean, even though we call it consumers, we are people, right? So what we need is to have peace of mind. And if we don't have that, no matter how much ever we consume, So he said, yeah, it's interesting thought. And then when I came back, I wrote it to Sunday Times and to Daily FT also. So I sent it to him. And then he actually added that to his framework, and he said, my friend Denzil proposed to have this in my framework, and I'm having it. So I consider it as a great honor, and as a Sri Lankan, as a marketer, and also he inspired me to do further studies on that. So we are having plans to do something in that line for the country and for tourism to various other areas. So I can go on, but I think that's enough.
Yeah, but I mean, it's our honor also because you were also a product of your marketing, and then yeah, we also get a lot of inspiration from you and also Kotler. So it's such a good combination, I would say. So all right, it's been a pretty interesting conversation so far. And as a final note, Mr. Denzil Perera, is there anything that you'd like to add, and you'd like to say to the future aspiring marketers?
So I think for our own university, we were the first to come under the common program, and we were the first to enter the marketing department after 2 years being in the university. And after us, another group of people came as the second years. Then they had doubts about marketing. So I remember back then the head of the department invited me to do a session to basically reaffirm that their decision to join marketing was right. What I'm trying to tell you is, see, marketers are now being blamed of, getting people to consume more. Now, into the future, now people are realizing no matter how much ever you consume, you are never going to be content and happy. So for that, marketers' role is going to get challenged, and will have to be redefined. Maybe we never know. So it'll be going further beyond STP to 4Ps to 7Ps to, and growing companies. Making plans to grow every year, 2x, 3x, 4x. Likewise, that's what we were doing for the 20 years. We did it in corporate. So the marketer's role is going to get redefined now. And I think it'll take a more of a humane angle, and we'll have to work more on the mindset. So what I'm trying to tell you is, today we have 4.6 billion consumers in the world, and that's going to be 5.6 billion by 2030. And more environmental impacts are going to come into the picture. So marketers will get blamed for that. But without marketers, all these innovations to new concepts, new ideas, even politics, without marketing and marketers, it's difficult for you to take them to the society, right? So marketers have the art and science both of taking that in a way palatable to the people. Not, I don't call them consumers, people. So as marketers, I think future marketers, your task is much easier now because now media is free. There is user-generated content, and all sort of media is freely available for you. More tools are available for you. So what I feel is, I can't say my advice, my feel is that with AI being coming into the picture, you have to be more authentic, and still you have to know the basic frameworks right. And I think institutions like Jawadanapura Marketing Department, to all these national universities, to various other professional bodies, will give you that. And then the marketer's role is also to see, okay, this is the concept, but in which context I apply and how I apply. Now, for example, we learned this marketing gurus are from US, and then it went on to the whole, other parts of the world. So when we absorb the concept, but we have to think of the context. We can't implement as is. I think that's another challenge for future marketers. And also, I think into the future, everyone will have to be more entrepreneurial in branding also, because you can't be acting like a paid employee in branding and marketing, because you yourself responsible for your P&L, and it's like running your own business. So there'll be challenges to face, but I think there'll be more opportunities for marketers in the future. And for that, the things like this, what you're doing now, to inspire the next generation is very important. So I invite all our senior marketers to come together and share their experience, share their knowledge, and be an inspiration to all the future marketers, because Sri Lanka has a great potential. Coca-Cola was launched in 1876. Around about the same year in Sri Lanka, we launched Elephant House. and EGB is a great product. If we could market it, it will be embraced much bigger way than Coca-Cola. No matter how much we criticize Coca-Cola, we keep drinking. And it was the #1 brand back in 2015, now it's number 6. But we can at least come to first 100. I'm not particularly saying about any particular product in Sri Lanka, but I'm saying is as a country we have a greater potential. For that, instead of being manufacturers, we need to be brand owners. And I think that is my message.
Yes, indeed. It's a great note to end today's episode with. So on that note, we are coming to end of today's episode. Thank you so much, Mr. Denzil Perera, for coming and sharing your thoughts with us today. And also thank you so much for all your efforts, and we really hope and wish
Thank you.
you'd get to do more better things.
Thanks.
With that, we are coming to the end of today's episode. Everyone watching at home, stay tuned for more insightful episodes. For now, it's a goodbye.